Hello and welcome to the New World Championships, a Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series event. This is our FPO lead card coverage, the final round, front nine. Let's check out the top 10 leaderboard after 2 days. Maria Oliva now in first place, Deann Carey in second, and Sarah Hokom in third. Here is hole one, a par 3, 360 feet. You have the out-of-bounds ditch on the left as well as the cart path on the right. The woods on the left is not out of bounds, but it's thick. You do not want to be in there. It's pretty windy on this hole, but if you swing a hyzer out to the right and let it finish to the left, you can get a putt.
Maria Oliva. Maria.
Yeah, the wind was ripping on this hole, and I opted to throw my Star Destroyer again. You'll be seeing me throw this disc on most of these holes out here today.
You get a circle 2 look at it?
Yeah, the wind was pushing them all to the left, and I think we all threw them a little high too, so they were all a little shorter than yesterday's drives.
Deann Carey coming off of a win last weekend at the Myrtle Beach Open. She's throwing a Star Destroyer as well. It's a little tight on the inside. Let's hope it stays out of the woods, and it does not.
Yeah, but she does get far enough up there to have a look at saving her par.
I like that. Sarah Hokom's drive, hits the OB string on the furthest side and skips inbounds. She'll be short, but in the fairway.
Love to see it.
Woo. Jessica Weese sends a beautiful hyzer to the right side, and she ends up in circle 2 looking at a birdie putt.
Yeah, Jess was throwing really hard today. It was really fun to see. Her snap was heard on almost every drive, and yeah, she was definitely throwing some bombs out there.
Even though Hokom was short, she gets her upshot well inside the circle. She'll be putting for par from about 15 feet. And Deann Carey took a little side trip to Narnia, and she pitches out. And she'll have a long look at saving par. And I think she's just going to settle for the bogey on that one.
Yeah.
And Weese was going for the birdie putt, but sends it a bit too right. She'll have a shorty for par.
Yeah, I was a little timid on that one. It was breezy, and I was so scared of having a comeback.
Hokom saves par after a scary drive off of hole 1's tee. It's a way to get the adrenaline going for sure. You smash in your par putt.
Could have put it that a little softer. But
Yeah, I know something about that.
It is what it is.
And Deann with the umbrella bag bogey putt. Casual as she is.
All right, hole 2 is a par 4, is 526 feet. There's a double mando that we're all trying to just land barely in front of to get a nice look at the basket for the second shot. It's a very gettable birdie for us, but it's very windy out here, and again, getting through that double mando is definitely the trickiest part of this hole.
Maria opting for a rock 3 off the tee.
Rock X3.
Rock X3.
Super stable.
I do not throw those.
Yeah,
I saw you put it on an anti-angle, and then it came back.
Yeah, that thing is beef.
Beefcakes.
Mm-hmm.
Hokom with a sidearm. She has lined up this shot
great.
perfectly all weekend.
Yeah.
As the camera pans out, we can see she's done it again. That's 3 in a row.
Jess with a sidearm as well. It might leak a little to the right, but she has a sidearm, so I'm sure she'll be able to get her second shot to the basket.
And Deann opting for the short layup shot. And that cart path is actually out of bounds on this hole. So if you land on it, OB.
I did not know that.
A lot of people don't.
Wow.
Jessica Weese makes it through the double mando. She's fading right, and she's given herself about a 37-footer for par. Actually, birdie, because this is a par 4.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a soft par 4, but it can, I don't know, it gets away from you really easily.
Deann Carey Annie's an upshot well outside the circle. But she'll have a jumper for a birdie. Hokom with probably the best positioning of the card here on hole 2.
Beautiful shot.
She's now 3 feet from the pin for birdie.
I'm just throwing the Rock X3 again, but I juiced it.
Oh,
Yeah.
she gone.
Yeah, I'm not good at this hole at all.
Well, you're good at the drive.
Yeah, the drive, easy. Everything else, nope, can't.
Well, let's check out the putt. Deann does a jumper, and she goes a bit past the basket right side. She'll have a comeback for par. Now we've got Maria from about 50.
Whew, not quite.
No connection on that one, but she'll have a shorty comeback. Jess opting for a straddle putt.
Just a little.
And just
high.
like hole 1, it's a bit on the right side. No connection yet.
Simple tapping for Deann. I clean up my par.
Solid putt.
Tap out from Jess, and Sarah taps in her beautiful bird.
Sarah made that look so easy.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out hole 3. 304-foot par 3. There's a lot of different alleys to get to the basket, depending on which one you like best. I like the right side hyzer flare skip. I've seen a lot of success with the straight route. We're probably going to see Hokom take that left side forehand. She's up first here on the 3rd.
She's had this hole dialed all weekend, so I'm sure.
It's a little more right than
Yeah,
we've seen,
yeah.
but she still sneaks inside the
inside.
circle, putting for birdie from about 30 feet.
Yeah, you can't tell that much, but it was definitely breezy on this hole. You can kind of see the limbs kind of shaking here. So I think all of our shots were getting a little carried last second, so everyone was slightly further than intended.
Jessica Weese's drive ends up about 45 feet looking at birdie. You sneak inside the circle. Destroyer?
No, Dynasty.
Okay.
Yeah, Infinite Discs Dynasty.
Deann Carey up last on the card. She goes for one of the right gaps. It hits a little something in the fairway and falls down. She's got to just jump putt up for par. Weese from 45.
Just left.
Ooh, nice putt.
Thank you. Barely, but
I like the speed control on that one.
yeah, it was windy. I really didn't want to go past. That was my main thing today. So breezy.
Sarah Hokom for birdie. And she will be tapping in her par putt. She's gotten much closer the previous days.
Yeah. Yeah, she had tap-ins the last 2 days.
Yeah. Deann and Jessica both grab pars here on the third. Let's check out the leaderboard after those 3 holes.
All right, after 3, I'm still up there at 2 down for the event. Sarah and Deann are right there behind me, and Jessica is right on the hunt.
I'm Garrett Girthy. People know me as Double G. I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
Whether I'm at home or on the road, Double G craft jerky is the snack that I go for.
I've actually found myself eating Double G craft jerky on my long drives to the next tournament.
We all know Double G's got a big arm, but he's also got a big heart. Every bag of Double G jerky that you buy supports children's disc golf and goes to a great cause.
You can find Double G craft jerky at doublegjerky.com.
What could we have here?
Fancy stuff here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Good quality, super stiff, pretty grippy too, I would say.
I think I would throw every disc in this plastic.
All right, hole 4 is a par 3, 300 feet. Straight to the point. It's looking right at you, but this tree right here, if you get a little too high with your drive, it's not going to give you with an inside the circle putt. And on a slightly elevated basket, you really want to get as close as you can.
I see you're using that same Rock X3 as you did on that double Mando hole.
Yeah, I felt the wind again, and so I just went with my trusty stable disc.
Now you've got a 20-foot putt for birdie. Hokom did throw this a bit too high yesterday, and she's done it again today. She hits the same limb, and Maria said it, height control is probably the most important part about getting a birdie look on this hole. Jessica Weese sends a forehand to a circle 2. She's behind a big tree, so that could be an obstructed putt.
This is looking good from Deann. Little hyzered, but
Ooh.
Nice tree kick.
Oh, I love friends that do that.
I love that.
Thanks, tree.
Just a little low. Not sure if it
Hokom-
was a bid or not.
Yeah, so now she's just got to drop in par. Stress-free. But the front 9, I feel like, is really a place to pick up strokes on people. It's easier to score on the front 9. If you're not getting these 2s, you're losing strokes to folks for sure.
For sure. And it feels bad because, like you said, they are the shorter holes, so it just doesn't feel good. You know that you can get them every time, and when you're not, it's just kind of rattles you sometimes.
We've got Deann Carey for birdie.
All day. All day.
She hits it 25-foot putt, her first birdie of the round. Wash away that bogey on hole 1, and we're all clean. Nice birdie, Maria. Did you get that all the days?
No, I got it the last 2 days.
Okay. Jessica Weese with an easy tap in for par, as well as Sarah Hokom. Here we are on hole 5, a 380-foot par 3. This is one of my favorite holes on the course. You have this pretty grass area, which is kind of a landing or bailout zone. If you want to feel aggressive, you can have a straight shot or a little turnover flex shot or a hyzer that can get inside the green and give yourself a look. This is a very tricky hole. It's hard to get inside the circle. See if Maria Oliva can do it with her Emperor.
Yeah, and I totally shanked this drive into the tree that you shouldn't touch. But yeah, that's the miss if you're trying to get too aggressive because, yeah, this is a full power shot, and when you get too aggressive, you usually pull right, and that's what that tree is for.
Deann Carey throws a destroyer and ends up kind of in that corner bit, but on the front side towards the basket, so she could have an easy pitch up for par. Sarah Hokom, as we discussed in previous days, just plays this hole for par. She goes to that easy, grassy landing zone, pitches up, takes a 3, on to the next one. I'm excited to see Weese play this hole.
This looks great. I'm sure she wanted that hyzer out a little more, but
I mean, hey,
she's got
that's a
long
jumper.
Look at it, yeah. She throws in all the time with that Sonic, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Smooth up shot from Sarah Hokom. Ooh, you almost threw that in.
I was trying to. I really wanted to get this hole at least once, but no.
I understand. Deann Carey does a little jump putt, and she'll have a 3-foot putt for par.
There we go. I know Jess is trying to throw this in.
Yeah, she is. She's set up well for this little Annie float shot that she
almost
has.
does.
And she's right around the basket.
Just a little higher, that would have been money.
Solid cleanup par putt from you. I felt like this was one of the holes I really, really wanted this weekend and didn't quite capture the birdie.
Same.
I had my best look today at about 35 feet.
Ooh.
Didn't make the putt.
Come on,
I wish I
Holly.
could have shown it to you. I know.
I wonder if anyone did get this weekend.
Jessica Weese taps in the par putt, and she is on this par train on the front 9. Look how clean her scorecard is.
Yeah.
Deann Carey
round's
getting her
looking nice.
par. Deann Carey's just being very nonchalant, yet still professional, still active, just bag putting, umbrella putting. It's just feeling
As
very
she
simple
does,
for her.
As she does. We're looking at hole 6 right now, par 5, 890 feet. The drive, you really got to watch out for, obviously, the OB left side and the big tree in the middle. It's really just a hyzer. You'll see Sarah throwing a forehand and another forehand up to this grass area right here. The trick is to not land in this OB creek. And then your next shot, you want to land up on this little plateau, and you don't want it to leak left because there is OB.
I had to go peek at you, Disc, for the last
I'm
hole,
so
and
glad
there
you did.
was 3 birdies.
Nice. Let's
Jessica,
see.
Aria, and Chloe.
Wow.
But only 3 the entire
Love it.
weekend.
Nice job, ladies. And yeah, I turned my drive a little too much, but it still gives me an okay position.
Yeah, safe in the fairway. And Deann pulls hers a bit right, but there's nothing wrong with that because she has an aggressive left finish, and she'll be perfectly set up in the fairway.
Destroyer, baby. Sarah again with her trusty forehand. She's been doing this all weekend. Same
Trusty.
spot.
Right? She's another one that just makes it look so simple.
So
Like she
easy.
doesn't even have to think about it.
She's like, oh, I'm at the exact same spot I was the last 2 days again.
Jessica Weese with a beautiful low shot and a bit of ground play, and she's set up nicely in the fairway. Hokom up first with her second shot.
This is looking great.
She's going to that secondary landing zone.
That's what you want.
We saw her birdie this hole yesterday. Deann Carey also opting for the layup shot.
Yeah, we saw a star frame birdie train on this hole.
And if you want to
yesterday.
see a star frame birdie train, you can go check out yesterday's coverage.
That's right.
Round 2, front 9. Jessica Weese sends her forehand out, and it's swinging way over out of bounds. It needs to skip in quick. It doesn't.
Not quite.
That's a OB, no B for Jessica Weese here on the 6th.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate too with the forehand because she didn't get that much distance on that drive.
I love the shot shaping on that.
Yeah, I opted to throw my Hawkeye. I had a headwind, but I knew if I just trusted it to come back, it would work out, and luckily it did.
So now Jessica Weese is going aggressive. She's pushing all the way over this OB trench. It's shaping up really nicely.
This shot was great.
She's safe on the other side of the fairway, and she has a long putt if she wants it. Hokom's third shot crosses the OB ditch, and she is barely safe in the fairway. Not quite as close as we saw her the other days.
No, the wind was kind of weird.
Hawkeye again?
Yes, I turned it over a little too much, and I was really afraid it was going to go into that stuff right there, but luckily it faded back.
Yeah, you've got a circle putt for birdie. And let's not forget, there is OB left, but as long as you go long, you kind of get away from it. And in the trees is safe.
Yes.
Past the trees,
Yes.
not safe.
It's where the shrubbery starts to get thick is where the OB line starts.
And this isn't a putt at all, so Hokom just opts for a nice, safe upshot. No shame in par here. Weese with an Annie jumper. She's about 10 feet for par.
Give that a run.
Oh, yeah. Deann Carey for birdie. Jumper. Ooh, right side chain out.
You hate to see that. That was a lot of chains.
I like the courage, though.
Yeah,
She casually walks away. No big deal.
Yeah.
And you for the bird.
Not
Oh,
quite, just a little high.
off the band.
I was really scared of not hitting metal, though. It drops off putting from where I was. And you usually have a pretty long comeback if you miss those.
That is a
Great putt.
solid putt. So Weese scrambles for bogey here on the 6th after going out of bounds with one of her upshots.
Clean up for Sarah.
And Hokom's front 9 looking rather squeaky clean so far. 1 birdie,
Yeah, she's on my tail.
5 pars.
I can feel it.
Let's look at this leaderboard. And there it is, Deann and Sarah tied in 2nd. You still hanging on to the lead, Weese in 4th. And me and Morgan tied in 5th.
Hole 7, par 4, 467 feet. This one's kind of tricky. There's a Mando right here to the right side. And yeah, most of us are laying up to this little opening and then just pitching an upshot up there to get our easy 3. I know a couple of us are getting a little more aggressive and trying to squeak in as far down this path as we can, but it definitely gets tricky because it's windy and it's a tight tunnel shot.
Also, I think, you know, the reality is even if you make it into the tunnel, are you actually getting a putt for an eagle?
No.
And is it worth it?
No,
You know,
but
is it worth the risk?
I always go for it anyways. But yeah, this time I was like, you know what, just throw it low.
I'm a G. I'm going for it. Okay, so Deann just playing the layup shot to the opening of the tunnel, and that'll give you a clean, clear look at the upshot for birdie. Hokom is really good with accuracy and placement, as we've seen on that double Mando hole all weekend, and she lands exactly in the middle.
I feel like she's done that on this hole all 3 times as well.
She is so accurate.
Yeah.
Weese with a forehand, and she gets inside the tunnel.
Yeah.
That's the best shot I've ever seen here, Jessica
Yeah,
Weese.
she threw an amazing shot.
Her forehand is incredible.
Primo. Yeah.
Okay, Deann makes the Mando with a sidearm Valkyrie, and she'll have about a circle 2 putt for birdie right outside the
telling you,
whiskers.
Jessica was throwing the disc so hard today. It was so intimidating.
And you sneak an upshot all the way into the circle.
Great. I don't know what that orange disc is, but she throws it beautifully.
All right, Weese, wow, floats her Sonic past the basket. She'll still be putting for birdie. All right, Deann's got a tricky shot, and she makes it. That's a trick putt, y'all.
Yeah, that's a
I wish we
great
could get a
putt.
replay. That's the
Great
second birdie for Deann Carey here on the front 9. Maria for birdie on the 7th. Sneaks that one in.
By the grace of God. Yeah, that. Yeah, I missed that, but it went in. So, we love it.
And Weese looking good with the putter today. She gets herself another birdie. Nope, her first birdie. She just made that long comeback putt
Yeah,
for the
that's what I
bogey
thought too. I
save,
was like,
and
wait,
it
what?
felt like a birdie putt. Okay, here we've got Hokom for bird. She gets it in. A star birdie?
Yeah, wow.
That's lead card stuff.
Let's go. Sarah's card still looking really nice.
Yes, ma'am. Here we are, hole 8. An 800-foot par 4. The path and to the right is out of bounds. So all of your shots have to land on the left side of the cart path. It's basically a bunch of hyzer shots into the basket, and then you try to get yourself a birdie or a par. I think that the tricky part about this hole is the wind. Also, the woods on the left, if you end up in there, you can't really get a good distance shot for your next shot, which could take away your chance at birdie or par. Maria up first with her Emperor, and that's a bit left.
Yeah, that was a terrible drive. It was just...
Now, I've seen other people land over there, and it was kind of open in certain areas.
Was not
open in your area. Okay.
No.
Yes, so, the risk reward, you got to pull the disc out towards that OB path and then hyzer back into the fairway. But Deann ends up on the left side, and she's safe.
Yeah, and like you said, the drive on this hole is honestly, I think, so important because it really, it's going to tell you how far you can bite off on that second shot.
Ooh, Jessica Weese starting off of the tee pad, setting up what looks to be a roller or a severe Annie, and she hits a tree, kicks backwards. No, she makes miracles though, so I'm still not thinking that par's out of the question.
Look at this shot though.
She mashes a 350-foot standstill sidearm up shot.
Incredible forehand.
Yeah, par's not out of the question by any means for Weese from there. We've got Deann up with her second shot. She sends a destroyer to the right side, and it's fading back into the fairway. That looks great. Yeah, she's looking at an easy par. I like it when you get at least all the way down towards the basket, and you don't have to do another full drive to get into the green.
Correct.
You can at least go for a mid or something, putter. Sarah Hokom's always playing it safe and conservative on this hole. She's not really risking going out of bounds very much. She's up there near Deann. Oh.
Yeah, I had absolutely nothing. I couldn't go through that. So I was like, you know what? Let me not get aggressive.
I was thinking maybe the forehand roller, but that could have gotten away from you. So that was a smart play.
The OB was just like, you know
yeah,
what?
you don't want to mess with the cart path
but
and
then
the
I was
wind.
like, let me get aggressive on this shot right here
Okay.
and try to bite off a lot.
So you pulled out the Emperor again.
Yeah, and then
your third shot.
OB.
Go, go, go. And you're not in bounds.
Sadness.
Well, that...
I love the slow-mo close-up.
Right? Oh.
Nightmares.
All right. So now we've got Weese with her third shot, and she's sending it in towards the green. It looks
Look
great.
at this. So good.
And she skips way up there. She'll have a putt for par. Incredible scramble so far. I'm hoping she can connect for that par putt.
Even a bogey from where her drive was is like incredible.
I agree. I like
didn't
the way
learn my lesson. I went aggressive again.
Oh, you landed on the green area, skipped off about a 25-foot putt. This is a fun hole.
It really is.
I like the angle that Deann is set up at to attack this.
Same. I've never been over there, but this looks nice.
She sends her Invader, I believe, up near the basket. She'll have a 15-footer for par.
Sarah with a forehand up there. This is getting really close to the OB. Oh my gosh. It's as close as you want it there. Jessica for her.
Jessica
let's
Weese!
go.
Is that not the most incredible
go.
scramble you've ever seen?
Amazing.
I wish we could get a replay. What a
So
putt. What a putt. UDisc says this is the second most difficult hole of the weekend.
Wow.
Hokom a little short on her putt. It's rolling away, but it does sit down. She'll have about a 12-footer. Carey for par.
All day.
Very nice.
Yeah, does not feel good.
Hokom with the bogey. And there were 0 birdies in the FPO field on this hole all weekend.
All weekend?
So that is a really difficult hole. I mean, wow. It seems like at least one of us could have gotten it once. Maybe.
I think it's just too treacherous to go for on that second shot. But yeah, on hole number 9 is a totally different story because you can unleash on that first drive, which is honestly great coming off of hole 8. But yeah, it's a par 5, 1,000 feet. Your drive is getting a little less past this area, and your second drive is coming up about right here. It's usually a headwind coming off this road on the left. And yeah, keeping it inbounds on this left side of the cart path is key on this hole. And the green is slightly elevated, so it makes things a little trickier as you get up here as well.
We've got Deann Carey up first. She's safe in the fairway. She'll be set up nice for her second shot.
Jessica with a giant Sky Annie. She boomed this shot.
I thought she was setting up for a roller at first.
No, yeah, it was just a huge angle.
Hokom with a nice distance drive, and she'll be set up nice for her second shot as well.
Yeah, I sent this a little nose up. So
Star Destroyer?
Yeah, I didn't get that much distance, but definitely good enough to set me up for a second shot.
Deann Carey with her second shot. She bends around the corner. It is flexing out to the left side, but it's still in a great position.
There we go.
There's just a lot of room to work with on this hole as long as you stay away from the cart path.
Yeah, for sure. But getting too left can be tricky too with all those trees right there. It really can cut you off from having any distance on your next shot.
Especially if you get behind one. I do like that hyzer approach that it gives, though.
Yes.
Guess that's the risk. You send a nice Annie that's flexing out.
Yeah, same disc. Try to just do the same shot, just chipping it up.
I like
there.
the way you shape that around the corner, then back into the fairway.
Yeah, I know I can put a severe angle on that and it's not going to go OB, so it gives me the trust to send it. Jess with a really nice shot as well. It looks like it might leak to the trees a little bit, but nope, she's safe.
It works out great. She's way down there. All right, this is Deann Carey's third shot. And it's out of bounds on the right at the cart path, so we need that to swing back in left, and she is safe in the fairway. We did see her go OB in previous days, so I know that thought probably crept in there at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure that shot was nerve-wracking for
It's hard not to. Hokom gets caught up in these bushes Maria told us not to get caught up in.
Yeah, her disc didn't even come down.
Hokom wasn't listening. All right, this is your third shot with the same disc.
This one almost got away from me, but I sneaked it inbounds.
You skipped off the sidewalk back in?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep, just barely.
Okay, Jessica Weese's third shot. And she gets up there for about a 60-foot putt for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Well, Sarah Hokom has found her lie, playing from under the tree. She sends a beautiful flex shot down the fairway. Wow, all the way to the green. She'll be putting from about 25. That thing just effortlessly glided all the way into the circle.
That was a beautiful shot.
Deann Carey with her final upshot into the green.
Nice
She's
and
inside
easy.
the circle, yeah. Ooh, Lisa's beautiful Annie shot. She'll be in the circle putting for par.
And I totally just yank it.
And you've scooted outside the whisks.
Yeah.
You'll have about a 45-foot putt for par. Ooh, off the top hat. Luckily, you just sat right there. And you played it so well coming down the stretch.
Yeah,
It's
that
just hate
upshot.
to do the upshot too long.
Mhm.
Let's see if Hokom can connect for her par. Too high, too left, and she falls out. Hokom asked permission to tap, which is a requirement if you play out of order. It's always the furthest player away from the target that plays first. Going out of order is a courtesy violation. So now we've got Weese up for par. And she connects. Well played. Jessica Weese racing that one mistake with her one birdie, and so far she's even here on the front nine. Deann Carey looking to connect her par putt from about 17 feet. It's right side, it falls out.
Yeah, and this green gets really windy. It feels very intimidating with the sloped green as well.
That's well worded, intimidating.
Yeah, because
You-
it's not crazy. It's just
No, it's nothing that we haven't done 150
Yeah,
times.
it just gets crazy.
All right, you and Deann tapping out the bogey, and that was actually the most difficult hole of the weekend, resulting in 0 birdies.
Wow, that makes sense. It's really long.
But you're still in the lead. Deann in second, Sarah Hokom in third, and Jessica Weese in fourth. And we appreciate you guys tuning in to this round 3 front 9 coverage of the New World Championships out here in Jacksonville, Florida. You might recognize some of these names on our top 10 leaderboard, or you might not. Emily Beach, Team Innova, Chloe Alice, Lindsay Fish on Gateway, Aria Castrita, I believe, is a Texas native, and myself.
All right, this is Maria Oliva.
And I'm Holly Finley, and we'll see you on the back half of round 3.